Right, I've got a treat for you all today. I've got the brand new Moto Z from Moto Lenovo, and I've also got the 4 main Moto mods. So we're going to unbox all of these and take a look at all of them today. Going to get through it quite quickly, otherwise we're going to be in for quite a long video. So first off, I'm going to unbox the phone and we'll come back to the mods. So there we are, Moto mods compatible, and there's the Lenovo marker to show, of course, that Motorola now a subsidiary of the Lenovo brand. We have the black grey model of the Moto Z, and a quick confirmation of some of those specs. 5.5-inch Quad HD screen, 32 gigs of storage, 4 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 820. This is a very premium specification phone. And look, there's those mods we're going to take a look at in a minute. Opening up, and the Moto Z itself, let's just take this screen off, is a very slim phone. This is incredibly sleek, and this is the phone without any backplate on it. So there's quite a large camera bump, but this is hidden when you use a mod, or there is also a backplate inside the box I'll be getting in a minute to show it. These are the mods connectors on the base. So we've got 16 pins, a long gold contact and a central contact, and all of the mods follow this connector procedure. They clip onto the back, which we'll see in a minute. But yeah, just let that sink in, how thin that phone is compared to my thumbs on the side. You can feasibly use the phone like this without the backplate or without any of the mods, and yeah, you're barely holding anything. It's really, really light. In terms of all the buttons on the front, we've got our home button and fingerprint sensor. Sorry, it's not a home button, it's just a fingerprint sensor on here. Optional use. On the side, we've got the power button and the 2 volume buttons, very, very thinly machined into this chassis. There's no wobble on these at all. They've got a really nice click to them when you actually use them. And on the top is your SIM tray. Where's the headphone jack? There isn't one. Just like Apple are doing with the new iPhone 7s, Moto Lenovo are not including a headphone jack. Instead, as we'll see in a minute, in the box contents there is a USB-C to headphone adapter. So let's put the phone to one side, quick run down those box contents. This is the backplate. Now this is completely optional. You don't have to use this backplate. You see, it doesn't do anything, it doesn't have anything to do, it doesn't have any connector pins here, it just has this central pin to align it with the phone itself. When you do that, you no longer have a camera bump. You have, of course, though, added a couple of a mil or 2 mils of thickness around the edges. So that really is to give you some extra grip. It's got a grippy textured fabric surface, still the Moto logo, and protects that Moto bump. But that is purely optional. You get that one in the box. This is the black one, of course. If you've got the white model, it's white. And the shells which Moto sell, which we haven't got at the moment, will be of a similar idea. They'll be different materials, different colours, and they're going to cost around probably £25–30 a pop and allow you to replace. But that's how easy it is to add that and to add the mods, as we will see. So off with that one, and over here, rest of the content, paperwork, quick start guide and all the rest of it. Here is the turbo charger. So Moto are providing a hardwired charger, so that's not a separate USB cable. This is wired directly into the plug head. 3-pin for the UK stock you get from Clove. Obviously you'll get the correct unit for your region if you buy from elsewhere, and there is the USB-C connector, and that is using Qualcomm turbo charging, so you can get 50% worth of battery in something like 15 to 20 minutes. SIM tray tool, get your SIM tray thing out, and here is the USB-C reversible to headphone connector, just like Apple are doing. Remember, Moto did it first, by a couple of weeks, of course. Now, let's get on to some of these. So there are 4 main mods out at the moment. We have the JBL Sound Boost speaker, the Incipio off-grid power pack, the InstaShare Projector. This one is manufactured by Moto Lenovo, it doesn't have any other branding, and the Hasselblad True Zoom camera. So right down to business. We'll start with the power pack first. This is the probably the cheapest and most basic of the mods, and it has a pretty obvious use. You put it on the back of the phone and it gives you extra battery. So we see the reverse of these connectors, and this is going to be the same across all of the mods. So the 16 central pins along with the middle one here, which allows you to align it very quickly, and extra pins across. There's often on a lot of these a little power button here. So you push the central button and you see the LED flash, and that lets you know it's flashing red at the moment because there is no power left. But this is 2220 milliamp hours, which is a fair amount, and you put it on the phone as such, and the phone tells you Moto Mod connected, and it's telling me the battery's empty. So the system on the phone, the software on the phone, is really quick to understand you've added one of these. You put it into place and it's only a second or two for it to realise. I remove it, the phone is already buzzing. I'm not sure if you heard the buzz on the camera to let me know that that's been taken off, but clip it on and you can hear straight away that's connected. If there was power in that mod, then straight away there'd be a little symbol here to tell me, a little plus symbol appears to let me know that the mod is now charging the phone rather than that. This is there's no charging unit on this, so you can't plug in a USB-C to this. This is the basic model. There is due to be a wireless charging version of this, which will be a little bit more expensive. We haven't had those in yet, but as you can imagine, once that's in place, you'll be able to drop the phone onto a pad and charge wirelessly. For now, when you plug the phone in, you charge the mod first. So, Incipio battery mod done. JBL Sound Boost speaker. Now, if you're one of those people that likes to play music or videos for people, you often find if you're in a bar or a cafe or some kind of place that it's difficult to hear the music off and out of the speakers. Now, the speakers on the actual Moto Z itself are pretty powerful, but you can add the Sound Boost speaker. Now, this is chunky, and you get two 3-watt speakers and a kickstand. Look at that. And the sound is going to come out of the back. It's been designed so even though it's thick, you could still a large recess here so the camera can still work, and this is splayed out in a conical fashion, so you're not affecting the angle of the camera. So it's been designed with the camera in mind. You can still use the phone. You are adding a fair bit of weight as well, though. Be aware that it needs weight to be able to produce the higher quality sound out of it. And this is loud. I've filled. I'm not going to put it on now while we've got the video running, but we filled a room full of people with this. It's enough noise. You know, it's not a home stereo, but it's more than enough to fill a room full of people with sound for a little while. There's the JBL branding, Moto Mod connectors, and here is a USB-C. So you can charge this separately to the phone. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Hasselblad. Should say while I'm unboxing these, those other two mods only come with a little bit of paperwork in the box. There's nothing else in there of note in the boxes, just paperwork to say how you should use it. Now the Hasselblad, a little bit more expensive. At the moment we're around about £200. You get for your money a little carry case with it as well, with a magnetic snapshot Hasselblad branded cover. Neat. And the camera mod. So those all familiar Moto Mod connectors. Now the Hasselblad doesn't have its own battery, unlike all the other mods we're doing. So when you attach it, we should get a little note to say, yes, it's been connected. You heard the beep. At the moment, it's not drawing on any power from the phone. It's not using any resources at all. It's only when you turn it on with the power button. There goes our lens. Now it's drawing power from the phone, so you've got to be a little bit careful when you're using the Hasselblad not to leave it on all the time. You can drain your phone battery quite quickly if you're taking video, etc. But as you can see, if I move the zoom lens, we've got a full 10 times optical zoom here, and very nice flash as well. I'm not sure if the flash will fire under these lights, probably won't. No, it won't. But yeah, a full flash, 10 times optical zoom, autofocus module here. You can take some very nice shots with this. You're going to have to be a bit of a photography fanatic to want to use this kind of thing. But for those that want to have a decent camera feature on their phone over and above what they get from this, you get a much better experience. Obviously the optical zoom helps, you've got a much wider angle from the lens, you can capture more detail. Now in terms of megapixels, it's not any much better than the megapixel rating here, but we're dealing with a bigger sensor, a bigger lens, and for those that like their photography, then you will end up with much better results overall. You can shoot video with this as well. You can go to 1080p video just like you can with the base camera on the phone. So this is an enhancement to the photography capabilities of the Moto Z. As a mobile camera, the Moto Z camera is pretty decent. This is there for those that want something a little extra. And finally, this is my personal favourite, although for some people they might not see the benefit. This is the projector, the InstaShare Projector. Now, I really like this one. Some people don't see the point in it. It's quite light, surprisingly light, really, considering the power of it. Now it goes in, and it charges from its own battery. Now, there's a 1000 milliamp hour battery in here. But once that runs down, it can take the power from the phone. I've done a little bit of testing. The 1000 milliamp hour battery in the projector will last you about 70 to 75 minutes. It's not super long, but it's fairly decent. And this thing isn't really designed to be sat back and watching a film with, although you could. It's more designed, I think, to be able to show off stuff you can do quickly. So for instance, short clips, YouTube, maybe a 20-minute show when you're commuting, something like that. You've got a kickstand, so you can set it up. You have a power button here. It starts to kick off the show, and then you have to kind of find your right angle. Under these lights, we're not going to see much. You might just see a little bit over here as it's flashing. I've got very bright lights on here, so you can't really see the quality of it. But I've blown this up to about 60-70 inches, as the manual says you can do, and I've been able to watch a high-def YouTube video. I've been able to stream off of Netflix. I've been able to stream a football match with Sky Go, those kind of things, and it works really well. You can put this in a corner on a table when you're in a cafe or a bar or a pub or something like that, and get a picture that's maybe 19 to 20 inches and just leave it there while you and your friends are having a drink or some food. Or you can blow it up big in a kitchen, and if you're having a party or a gathering of people. I think this is a really, really interesting bit of kit. Again, like the Hasselblad camera, it's a little bit pricey. We're looking about £200 for this. But as a proof of concept, as an idea of what can be done now in technology, I think this is a really nice bit of kit. It does kick out a little bit of heat and a little bit of sound. There is a fan to keep it cooled. But overall, it works really well. And it's super quick to respond, just like all the others. You only have to put that on, off and on, and within seconds, it's connected. You press the button, and it's firing out, and yeah, works really well. So that is the Moto Z and Moto Mods. Very interesting concept, fairly expensive to get the lot, but as a phone, the Moto Z at £500 is well worth the money for just the phone. It's on a par with any of the other flagship devices available at the moment, and if you want to augment it with these extra units, then you can do so. You can do that at a later date. You can drop the money right now. There may even be more mods available in the future from other developers, but I think they're onto a bit of a winner with this, and if we get enough sales of it, I think we'll be seeing more mods and more Moto devices using them in the future. Right, thanks for watching.